We then get a couple of lawyers from Fako to Meme to Ngokitunja, Bamenda, where they then call we about which way it happened within the lawyers, their association. As you know very well, the Ambazonian Governing Council and the War Council of Ambazonia, they then ban Ambazonian common law lawyers and make them not participate for the upcoming election for inside Cameroon, their bar association. The president of the Ambazonian Governing Council, he then put out a public statement on Twitter where he talks say for participate for that election as candidate, it give Cameroon some semblance of legitimacy and thereby enabling Cameroon continual occupation and justification for this genocidal war. We then call on all Ambazonian common law lawyers then, make them boycott that election. But some of them, there is still strong head. Unfortunately, because of bad faith, with some of them, they don't display them and their betrayer, I don't release some of their discussions with me. I get several other discussions the way I not go release them because the people they don't act in good faith. Nevertheless, the ban is stand, and I want to address some of those lies where some of these individuals they don't decide for peddle them for social media. So you get a series of video them where this our lawyer them, the one way they don't come out run go for abroad. You get Nyamboli Joyce and Fontemniba. They don't decide to engage in blackmail where they put the life of the Ambazonian lawyer the way they did for ground at jeopardy. They feel say this one a joking matter. Maybe gonna listen.
As a lawyer, you have the right to belong to as many bars as possible. In fact, the more bars you belong to, the better for you. Now, whether you see lawyer that they come out from one country, go take by example another country, because you need to handle cases or do businesses or international transactions with people from different countries because you belong to that bar. Great lawyer, they belong to Nigerian bar, they belong to American bar, they belong to many common law bars. Because of this importance for get ability for work for one place or the other, or represent your client from one jurisdiction to the other without any problem.
First of all, make I get them very clear with our people. Following our conversation with the Common Law Bar Association President, Harmony Bokba, the Ambazonian Governing Council either accept, say, or as a matter of principle, all Common Law Bar Association members then get right for still be members of Cameroon Bar Association for practical reasons, and they defend our people the way they be transported into Cameroon jails. So we don't accept, in principle, say make we leave them, make lawyer then continue for remain for the Bar Association for Cameroon like a membership, because bar lawyer then get membership for plenty Bar Association. They get them for inside Nigeria, they get them for London, they get them for UK. Some of them they try to get them for America. So that one not be the thing that would be in contention. We don't agree with them on that. Make lawyer them be a member so that they feel protect, they feel go for court, go argue their case them within La Republic, their system. We don't get no problem with that. But the thing with this one, now say they try to twist things for undermine effort where it be meant for guarantee and win for the general good of Ambazonia. This war would therefore then for the common good, not be for selected individuals or for the so-called elite class where them feel say them be entitled for get a pass, while the vast majority of our people then continue to suffer subjugation and destitution under the hands of La Republic. But make us go for the next video, make we see the real evil with the people that they try to do. And I want to send a message to Nyomboli Joyce and Fontemniba and for all Ambazonians in diaspora. You don't have immunity. Make sure when you go out there to undermine activity, legitimate activity, meant for the common good, do so on the basis of truth and facts. Because if you lie and you undermine our authority and you compromise the struggle for the liberation of our people, sometimes those things lead to the death of individuals on the ground. You will be held responsible. Make a go for the video where they come with this their propaganda. Make gonna listen.
So when persons stand out, they make claims and say, make people they want to represent them for bar. They're not representing Southern Cameroonians. They're representing themselves as professionals in the organization or the association that gives them the license to practice. So they have no choice. They can't stand for public. They make, presumptuous statements, in fact, misinformed statements them. Then they put people, their lives, them in danger as a result of the ignorance. It's just ridiculous.
The organization in which they belong. It did like telling somebody say, pay your taxes to the government, but no vote.
And no vote, no participate in government. No, yes, leave and make all decisions that concern you. If we know we do the thing that we will do, and so we make sure we get more Anglophones. Even when we get Francophone bar president, we'll have more Anglophones on the bar council, more Anglophone members. Then they rise up to meeting. See, how this struggle start. We get a French-speaking bar president. We get a Francophone for day. He ignored the thing that will be strike. If it's an Anglophone for day at the time, if we ignore him. Would then they struggle to push for more English speaking because that is how we are able to protect the common law and protect ourselves as minority.
So now here, all for them now about protecting ourselves as minority. They want to get an Anglophone voice inside the Republic for able to speak. Independence means independence. We mean what we say. The mandate from our people, the will and the aspiration of our people now for independence. No, before we exist as a minority group of people within the Cameroon state, we don't reject political participation. And I go break them down for our people so that me they see past the hypocrisy from all these people then. The law association, the Cameroon Bar Association, it be which they call them say dictio declaration. That means the Cameroon Bar Association it be granted authority within the Cameroon Constitution for operate as an entity for a specific jurisdiction where it include Ambazonia. The Bar Association for Nigeria, it not include any other country, but the Bar Association for Cameroon, the one make it include Ambazonia. So, where to be the wrong thing way to go on, and where to way would the object, make and bring clear for una. When you will allow them, the be member for the General Assembly like every common law lawyer if he be. But wait to they deny that say me they not register themselves as candidate, me they not participate for election because that their executive board, where they call them now bar council, they vote 15 members from across. Then get a list system where it reflect regional balance. So amongst the 15 people the way they go elector. They will vote amongst themselves for get the bâtonnier, when I go be the president for the Cameroon Bar Association. Then he go amongst those 15 people, according to regional balance, appoint individual then for be deputy bâtonnier for represent the authority in those zones and where they in those regions where they come out. As for the Bar Association, their law, our regions it represent a jurisdiction within Cameroon, where itself they contradict our claim for sovereignty. So, this member, the way they go for this election, they fight for position them for being not just a bâtonnier. Some of them, majority, go end up for be representative of Cameroon bâtonnier within legal jurisdiction in our own Ambazonia, which is not acceptable. This is wrong. We don't decide to separate with Cameroon for independence. Independence means independence. Our population, they be matched. The message will be clear. For demand cessation, termination, and end of political participation in the name of Ambazonia within the Republic. We no go allow any Ambazonian Mickey go accept as a lawyer for be in a bar council where they go turn back appointee for represent Cameroon Bar Association inside Ambazonia. That is a violation of our sovereignty and it is treason. Anybody where he go participate for that election as a candidate or as a voter, they do so at your own risk.
Government, yes, leave and make all decisions that concern you. We know we do the thing that we will do, and so we make sure we get more Anglophones, even when we get Frank.
So for them, the one may will fight for go be for inside Parliament. The same logic will apply for Parliament. The one will be for inside Parliament, will be represented inside Cameroon their institutions them for defend the so-called Anglophones their rights. That one will be okay if we be the fight within the same country. Or the fight for federalism or something else. But it no go surprise me because Fontem Niba, the person where either sign document by the Munas, where it guarantees say it no go ever stand for advocate for independence of Ambazonia. So all these they are corny them, it show exactly who them be. These are not people who are fighting for independence for Ambazonia. Or maybe if they are fighting for independence, they are just hypocrites who are driven by belle politics. But our people have made up their mind. The Ambazonian Governing Council is a well-founded institution that have assembled our people under this organization to protect the interests of our people. We are not just the vanguard, we are the authority. And we are an authority on the ground. We have banned all lawyers from participating as candidates within this election or as voters within this election in the Cameroon Bar Association. Yes, it is by choice. It talks say they no get choice, then get choice. For be a lawyer, not only for apply for the Bar Association. For be a candidate for that Bar Council, not a choice. For go vote, not a choice. There is no penalty. If there is a penalty for not voting, then you have to take that price for the freedom of your people. We will not allow this liberation movement of our people, a collective struggle, to be compromised by individuals who are in pursuit of their individual interests and the interests of their family. It will not be allowed. Take note. Whatever excuse you may decide to deceive yourself with, if you do this, we will hunt you down, no matter where you are. Whether you are from Fako, Meme, no matter where you are, eventually, like Regina Munde, like the 7 delegates and when they arrest them for a Kondo Titi, your own day will come. Justice shall prevail over you. I will play the last video. Maybe when I hear further derogative language where they use them, further lies where they peddle them, for make excuses, for hide behind flimsy, unfounded excuses, for go ahead for betray their own people. And they get help from no other person than the SCBC of Seseko Ayuk Tabi.
I don't hear from Ground Zero say, this is a blackmail scheme. This is clear blackmail. Some people then they compromise other people, their safety and their security. They call Capo Daniel or whatever he calls himself. They talk, say, make he sabotage other people them. They threaten some particular people them because they feel they get the chance for a higher chance for win for elections. There are many Anglophone candidates running for bar president. Why he go target 1 or 2 people?
So, first of all, Barrister Nyamboli Joyce is a complete liar. The Ambazonian Governing Council is an institution with several groups of people inside. They have legal department, they have people who represent constituencies, country, mission heads. You can approach them and complain if you think that any official within our organization or any of our forces is abusing his authority or office. We will never target individual for individual reasons or for revenge or all those things. There is no history of that. We have never done that. As a matter of fact, she is just lying. I'll play an excerpt of the communique where I put them outside about this particular issue. Maybe we'll listen for yourself.
You within 24 hours to withdraw your candidature. Any member of the Common Law Bar Association that participates in this election as a candidate will face the consequences of their betrayal.
So, when I hear clearly the communique will put them outside, we talk say make no lawyer. We actually call the name of the lawyers. I think we call the Ntoko, Barrister Ntoko, way there for Victoria. We call Titanji, way there for Yaoundé. And we also call Barrister Mba, Barrister Eric, and many other lawyers them where they participate as candidate. We don't warn them so they don't be warned properly. Make man no pretend and get excuses with the target na one candidate over the other. No, all of them are warned. Any of them when they participate, they will face consequences. Read my lips. They will face consequences. And they will not have the protection that the so-called senators and parliamentarians have. Their day will come. So, what we talk I'm not just complete lie, but we then release 2 audios them. One for Barrister Eric, and we talk about Barrister Mba. The reason is because those particular ones amongst all of them, we then call me. 7 of them don't call in number. These two in particular, them promise me privately, say they will withdraw their candidature. The next time we'll see, them go do party, they make mockery. So that betrayal, it gives me now the moral authority to release my conversation with them. You get Barrister Titanji way there for Yaoundé. Ye na boy way come off for Bali. Ye the knock mob amongst the lawyer them. I get all the way their friend the sender for me. They talk say grandpa for Bali, na a relative, he go settle grandpa for Bali, nothing no go happen for ye. Then you get Barrister Mba also, where he talk say they gone pistol for I get all the audio them. The pistol for General Mba Ivan na be buy am. So he go get protection for the ADF. I want guarantee them. Say whether you get relative for inside Ambazonian forces, they no go be able to protect you. Because the Ambazonian governing forces, our department of our defense department, ADF, it gets so many different forces then where they operate directly with the leadership. We know one force enough to undermine the structure. We don't take measure therefore make sure say no soldier go out of line to protect somebody simply because na a family member. Make una get that one very clear. Nobody no go protect una when una betray una country. So make una be very clear. I go play the remaining part, make una hear, and then I go conclude.
From the northwest, you get about 7 or 8 candidates. From the southwest, you get the same. You get Anglophones in Yaoundé who are running for the bar. Why it go target 2 people? Let's say people that use this struggle for score settling. And then we get leaders where they be blinded by emotion. They need to take time for reason things out, make or be strategic. Or they don't even care about the people where they
But some people, they don't turn this struggle into a business. They don't turn it into a business for fleece, for dupe, for rob innocent, unsuspecting Southern Council. So, you see, the implication, let's say.
So, anyway, when I continue for hear the blah blah blah, we do the talk, but it don't mean anything. It be unfounded, and I go warn. This is a warning to Fontem Niba. This is a warning for Barrister Nyamboli, Joyce. You will face consequences if you undermine our authority based on lies and made-up stories. Better check out and investigate all the allegations you have made. When I make allegations, say me, Capo Daniel, I don't take bribe. I am unbribable. I'm a person where my whole village be destroyed by poor beer for leg news. The day we then launch SDF inside Commercial Avenue, the first person where he take bullet, na my big brother, Chuhi. As they march the camp, the whole gendarme gun, they shoot it for his stomach, intestine flow for inside. For year 1 for university, they put me for balançoire because we block school for strike for people that right. I don't suffer enough. I don't make them for life, obviously. I live a comfortable life for Hong Kong. But I don't vow, say no Ambazonia generation no go see the suffer we will suffer. They no go need to take the journey we will take them for go abroad. We will make sure say we will liberate our homeland. And there is no money that can bribe me. And the whole organization of the governing council is made of people like me. Individuals who are sacrificing every day time and money and energy and their lifestyle to make sure that our people are free. We do not engage in politics to enrich ourselves. There is no evidence in that. People have come into our organization, they have gone, donors have poured in their money, they have trusted us. None of them have complained. Our soldiers have never complained. All your allegations are capable of undermining good people, good institutions who meant good for our people and are fighting for the common interest. We don't care about those petty elites who wants to go and work for their own family and themselves. At the same time, undermining the aspiration of our people, undermining the struggle. You sit there, Fontem Niba, Nyamboli, in the Seseko's platform, SCBC, and you are campaigning for political participation, that our citizens should seek for right, redress as minority within Cameroon. Una decrease. Something is wrong with Una. But the good news for Ambazonians and the vast majority of our grassroots, if you did for ground day, you been a boy with the push, you carry sand, you push truck, you the suffer, you been a mommy way, you're picking and no get no future. You never get picking where you for amongst the elite. You be the vast majority of people, even those who don't succeed for life, but you get dignity enough to feel the discrimination of your kinsmen. If you be people then, your brother around be there for prison because he been a lawyer. Mancho BBC, Pen Terence, Pa Fongalafo, Benji, and many other doctors who have suffered under Cameroon repression. Mami Apie, Bebe Caroline, all the victims of this genocidal war, you can be rest assured the Ambazonian Governing Council and all of our officials got your back. We no go ever allow individuals, corrupt individuals, people driven by greed and personal benefits, personal enrichment. We will never allow them to sell you, to make their own benefits, to sell you for their own prosperity. It will never happen. We will seek for collective prosperity. We will protect the collective interests of our people until we see Boya, until independence is attained. Be rest assured. For the meantime, I'm sending a warning as the Ambazonian Governing Council have put it out. The election within the Cameroon Bar Association is banned. No Ambazonian common law lawyer should participate as a candidate or as a voter. Doing so would mean betraying your country during a time of war, and you will have consequences. You have nowhere to hide. We have told you what will happen. We will deny you the rights to visit your village or participate in marriages, cry die, and all those stuff. Anybody who will receive you in those meetings will be doing so at a penalty. And you will face charges of treason and betrayal of your country, and partnering with the foreign government to reinforce colonialism of our territory. God bless you all.